Being able to take your finances and putting it in areas where it becomes not so much stressful, as opposed to making sure that the bill is paid on time. You kind of figure out how much that bill is going to be for the complete total calendar year, and you set aside a budget, and you be able to work according to that budget. It makes you more disciplined, and it makes you more aware of what's coming in as well as going out. I remember a couple that I was fortunate enough to counsel, and it kind of coincided with what my grandfather taught me years ago when I was a kid, about how when you become husband and wife, family, it's always important to first plan a foundation of where the finances and the expenses are going to go. In this case, the female in this situation was the breadwinner. She made more money based upon her level of education, her level of experience, and the brother that she was with was experienced and gifted in a trade, but he wasn't financially sound as she was, but they were in love and they wanted to come together and create a family. So I suggested to them that whoever makes the most, you save that, and whoever makes the least, you live off of that. And in anything, based upon statistics, you would want to create what they call a 5-year plan, because statistically speaking, they say most new relationships, once they get married, if it goes past 5 years, then you're in good standing. You've sown into fertile soil. You're standing on good ground. She made $60,000 and he made $35,000. So they were fortunate enough to have a dual income of $95,000. They had no children, and they were setting their sights on buying a home, getting married, and having the quote-unquote American dream of having that family. So in doing that, applying that principle, they lived off the $35,000 of his salary. They lived in a normal, basement apartment. It was their first starter place to live. And for her, she put all her money aside and she put it in a long-term investment, a CD, which accrued a lot more interest than just putting it in a basic savings account. And by the time the smoke cleared after doing their tax returns and additional savings and raises, yeah, everybody wants to be on the set.
That's right.
But when the smoke cleared, and once they put their plans in order, they wrote down their plans and their aspirations of what they wanted to achieve in 5 years. By the time the smoke cleared, after maybe a couple of emergencies and a couple of other expenses that came up last minute, they were able to save about $225,000 as a couple. So now they were going to venture out and look at property, and being that they weren't frivolous and went out and expended any unnecessary credit, they had one credit card, but that was basically in use for emergency purposes only. And I taught him that with his credit card, he was able to make money from his credit card as opposed to going out and shopping and paying the price of what the item was worth and then paying the additional interest. You don't want to go into a store and buy a $9 item and then have to pay 19%. So you're actually paying $9 plus 19%. So the store and the credit card company literally hustled you. But at the same token, they were able to save enough money where they were able to go into a realtor who was able to put a substantial amount of money down on a house, and they still had that safety net set aside. And I always encourage couples that when you get into a marriage situation or any situation, to put at least 3 to 6 months worth of salary away, just in the event that the company goes under and you get laid off, or you have to go out on disability and your lifestyle does not dictate for you to live off of 60% of your salary. So it's always good to plan ahead. I always say if you don't plan ahead, you're going to plan to fail. So it's always good to plan ahead, and they were very disciplined. She got her hair done once a month, and then she decided that she wanted to become a little bit more frugal and do her own nails and do her own hair until it was time for her to go through that lifestyle adjustment. So she was able to do things on her own, as well as he was very handy. He was very supportive around the household. So they put their vision together, and the Bible says that where there are 2 or 3 that are gathered together in his holy name, that he would be in the midst of them. And it also says that can 2 walk together unless they agree. So you can't come into a situation with someone, I don't care how good they look, whether how big her booty is or how buffed he may look and how pretty her face might look, because she might be all brains, or she might be all behind and no brains. So the thing is that you gotta make sure that once you get with someone, is that he's going to be your eyes and she's going to be your ears. So whenever you look at her, it's not looking out the window, it's like looking in a mirror. It's because every time you look in the mirror, you see yourself.